Hi, I'm Brandon, and this is Partly Built, and today we're going to be working on my Husqvarna push mower. I've been having problems with this thing. When I go to cut the grass, I lose RPM when I engage the auto walk feature or the self-propel feature. So when it's under load, it slows down the RPM and then it will eventually die. I'm thinking that that's due to a slipping drive belt. So I actually just bought a new drive belt and we're going to go ahead and replace it. So to make my installation easier, I put it on sawhorses so I can get good visibility through it. Might be hard to see, but right there is my drive belt. And it's a little loose. I couldn't tell you how old it is. So we're just going to go ahead and replace it. I'm going to walk you through my replacement. Let's get started. First things first, we're going to take off the mower blade, which is right here. And it's just held on by one 14mm bolt. Alrighty. So there goes our blade, our washer, and our bolt. So it should be put together like so. So the washer and the lock washer and the bolt all underneath the blade. And then we have our blade adapter, which has a key in it in the shaft, and that's actually pulling the belt. So that came off, and here is one end of our belt. So now the other end, walk you around. The other end of our belt should be right here by the transmission. We're going to take off this plastic cover right here and get to our transmission. So to get to the plastic guard underneath the deck, we'll have to take off the wheels. These are also 14mm bolts. Sorry, nuts. We want to take this one off. This is an 8mm. And there's also two in the back. There's another plastic guard on top, and to remove it, we'll have to take out these two screws as well. There it goes. Now I want to take this one out. And it's held on by a spring right there. We can probably just let that rest. We see that we have our belt hanging on by our transmission, and the pulley has a bracket around the left and right side, and that is to keep the belt from getting off the pulley. Well, it's doing its job, so we're gonna have to uninstall the brackets to uninstall the belt. So to take this off, we're just going to pull this down slightly, and then we see it's hooked onto the plastic here. We're just going to unhook it off. To get the transmission pulley bracket off, we need to get the two nuts that are on top of the transmission. So I'm going to drop this down, and for easier access. And to do that, we need to get this drive cable disconnected. So we're just going to pull this up, kind of wiggle it out. See that? It's a curved metal rod that goes in the slot, and we should just be able to let that go. And then make sure you don't lose this spring that connects to the cover. All right, now this drops down enough for us to access the two bolts that we need removed, which is right here. It's a little hard to see, and then right over here. So now that I have the pulley in a nice position, I'm going to take out these two bolts, and they are 1/4 inch. So I was able to get one screw off with the plier, and then when I used my 1/4 inch ratchet, I kind of got it stuck against the pulley, but I could maneuver the the belt guard enough to get the belt off. So that's what I recommend. That way, this is still in position to screw in the bolt after you're ready. So I'm going to compare these belts. So here's the old belt that I just took off, and here's the new belt. It's definitely a lot stiffer. Yeah. I don't know, it doesn't look a whole lot different to me, but it is always hard to tell. Let's go ahead and throw it on and see what happens. So I'm going to do basically exactly what I did to take off the belt, but in reverse. Perfect. Now to get the drive cable hooked up again. And this should go like this. Let's hook it back up. And then we can put our screws back on. Now let's get that piece in. I'm gonna fit it up from the bottom. And I'm looking from the top and try to line up my screw holes. Now before you crank these down, make sure that the belt is away and completely free from all the plastic pieces. It needs to go in the middle of all the plastic pieces that you just installed. And now for our blade. Okay, we have our belt right in the center here. It's looking great. Now we want to get our converter here, our adapter, sorry, on, and put the belt in the groove and put the belt in between the metal tabs here on either side. And we just want to make sure that we can spin it and push it and it's as far back or in as it goes. Now we're going to grab our blade, curve side down, she's all put back together. I'm going to take it off the sawhorses and see if it runs well. So not too sure what happened there. I was pretty certain that drive belt was going to do it, but it seems like that's not the case. We'll try again another day. Till next time, I hope you learned something today. Hope you've learned how to replace a drive belt and it really helped you with your project. Keep watching. You'll see another part on this mower, and hopefully we'll get it working soon.